Good morning. Ivan and I have already been for a swim. This is what the morning beach called Kata looks like. It's considered one of the most beautiful beaches in Phuket. I have to say that in Pattaya on Koh Larn, it's much prettier. The water there is such a beautiful turquoise, very much like Krabi. Right now, where we are in Kata, there aren't many hotels, so it should be quite uncrowded here. But nevertheless, there are still a lot of tourists here. I don't understand people who go to Phuket at all anymore. Krabi, in my opinion, is the best place for a vacation. Now, Ivan and I are going to the very center of Phuket. As you can see, I have a lot of equipment in my hand. Vlogging isn't that easy because there's a bunch of cameras for everything. For photos, for videos, and just for the vlog itself. Shooting from above, shooting from below. You still have to learn how to figure all of this out. Ivan and I are approaching the old town, and this is what the streets look like here. Look, there are so many small old buildings. It's nice here. It even looks a bit like the streets of Bangkok. There are many Chinese restaurants and Chinese spa salons here. But I want to say that only this street looks nice. The rest of Phuket is just like Pattaya, only with narrow streets and more traffic jams. This reminds me of Chinatown in Bangkok. This old town isn't actually Thai. It's Sino-Portuguese because of the Portuguese colonial influence. That's why even the buildings are built in Portuguese and Chinese styles. In the 19th century, Phuket was the center of the tin rush. And Chinese merchants got rich and started building houses and temples here. And they developed this old town. Now I'll continue my story about the old town, but I need to use the restroom. In Thailand, you can't just walk into any establishment. You're required to buy something, otherwise they just won't let you in. Sometimes there are public toilets on the streets that cost 10 baht. But one Russian woman didn't have any cash on her. And her little child really needed to use the bathroom. And the Thais refused to let even a child in. Same with me. I asked a waiter in an establishment to let me use the restroom. But he said that we have to buy something. So now we're waiting for our order. Ivan bought a coffee. In Russia, there's a law like this. If a person needs water or a restroom, an establishment cannot refuse them entry. If a person owns the business alone, then their fine will be somewhere around $5,000. And if it's a large corporation that owns the business, then the fines can go up to $10,000. You can't just turn someone away. They're obligated to provide them with free water and a restroom. I think that's only fair. Take a look at the facades of these houses. These are tunnel houses. They're very narrow because in the past it allowed them to avoid paying higher taxes. Inside every courtyard, there are secret passages, wells, and tunnels. Also, on these streets, the houses are different colors, and that's no accident. A yellow house signifies good luck and wealth. The color red means protection for the home. The color green represents harmony. There's also Chinese symbolism everywhere here. Many houses here are 100 or 150 years old. These huge mansions, they're just amazing how it all blends together like that. If you want to come to Thailand specifically for the Chinese New Year, then the most vibrant celebrations are right here, in this old town on Phuket. There's a huge number of different cafes here. You can take photos, make colorful videos and pictures, because every coffee shop, every building here is in such an unusual style, and they're all different. It really surprises me. Look, see how long that house is going back there? And here, this building is very narrow. The streets here are really interesting, of course, but this place isn't that big. One day is enough to see everything here. On Sundays, all these streets are closed off, and street vendors set up their food stalls here. And a huge market unfolds here, but today is a regular day, so cars and mopeds can drive through here. Look, there's one modern building here. It's so unusual when you walk into a shop and it's as long as a train. I've never seen anything like it. And there are lots of different decorations here. It's all costume jewelry. Of course, I want to show you the unusual jewelry they make here. It's getting dark now and different lights are coming on and various bars are opening. And there are also many shops here where all the clothes are made of cotton and linen. Look how diverse and unusual it is. I have quite a few dresses made of Thai cotton already, because when it's unbearably hot outside, these clothes save your skin. It's very light, beautiful, and as you can see, it's very diverse. I love Thai cotton because of the calm colors and the lack of any silly patterns. And for those who like it brighter, here's all the clothing in blue. There's menswear too, and even straw bags. It's my first time seeing swimsuits made of natural cotton. We've moved on to another street, and in my opinion, this is the most beautiful building here. And over there in the distance is a Thai temple. There are also a lot of different photo zones here. There's an organic shop here where they sell cosmetics based on goat milk. And there's a live goat here. Vanya, don't touch the horns, you shouldn't. The goat's name is Kola. This goat is 2 years old. She wears a diaper and she's very well loved here. You can tell the goat is well groomed and loved by these Thai women who sit and care for her. There are also places like this where you can eat meat. It all looks very impressive. The remaining decorations from the Chinese New Year. They made this road in the shape of a dragon. And over there is its head. There's also a skate shop like this here. An art space. Paintings, stickers, and various merch from this place. I found an amazing shop. These are all bags made of very nice soft silicone. They feel like human skin to the touch. Just look at the huge selection of these bags. A bag in the shape of a durian. Even a sea urchin, fish, and so on. Look, the whole building is covered in graffiti. I think there are truly talented street artists who see a building that's long overdue for repair or some abandoned building and they decorate it with their drawings, this building. But when it's a beautiful building and these street artists draw whatever on them, all sorts of tags, that's already called vandalism, because I believe you shouldn't touch historically important and architecturally beautiful buildings. Taxis in Phuket look like this. It's a tuk-tuk like this where you get in and they can even play music for you. And this taxi is a bit larger. That's how it all glows with lights. And here the drivers are enticing tourists. Ivan and I got hungry and went into a Mexican restaurant. And now I'm going to eat a taco. Also, if you're going to Phuket, it's cash only here. Card payments don't work here. Almost nowhere. In Pattaya, Ivan pays by card everywhere without any problems in the places where we eat. But here, for some reason, they don't. When you arrive, they tell you, we only accept cash payments. If you're going to Phuket, bring cash with you. Also, if you suddenly want to withdraw cash from your card, the ATM charges a fee of 200 baht for every transaction. That's the minimum. Sometimes the fee is even higher. So it's best to withdraw the maximum amount of money at once. Don't withdraw small amounts or just arrive with dollars already. Since my viewers are mostly Americans and Europeans, you definitely won't have problems with dollars. For you, it's just your own currency that you use for payments every single day anyway. But for me, it's different because, for instance, if you're coming from Russia, you first have to buy dollars and then exchange them for baht. But the exchange rate is so bad right now. It's more profitable to exchange rubles for baht than dollars. I don't know why the dollar has dropped so much against the baht. Also, if you want to take some tours or if you want to book a hotel at a good price, always set your VPN to Russia because we get the best prices. And also, when you go to a travel agent who sells various tours, tell them that you are from Russia as well. Then the tour will be more than 50% less expensive for you. Because in Asian and Muslim countries, Europeans and Americans are almost always given double the price compared to what locals pay. In Thailand, even in many pet stores, there are signs clearly saying that Russians and Chinese get a 20% discount on goods. That's why our European friends, when they go to buy pet food, say that they are from Russia. Well, of course, if they're Thai, you might manage to trick them, but if the seller is European or Russian, you won't be able to pretend to be Russian because they recognize us instantly by our look. We even compared hotels. For example, people from England book a hotel for 8,000 baht per night, but if you're Russian, it will be 2,000 baht per night for that room. The same thing applies to flights as well. Ivan and I noticed a colossal difference. In Vietnam, actually, if you're Russian, they give you a specific menu. If you're from the European Union, they give you a completely different menu with different prices, where the cost will be much, much higher. That is why I see so many people in my comments who think that there is something very expensive here. No, things are very expensive here only if you are from America or from Europe. If you're from Russia, the price will be good. I can't explain to you why it is exactly like that. It is a fact. So here is a tip for you. I can also give you a tip on how to get cheap plane tickets. In Russia, we have a service called aviasales. And if you have a card from a country friendly to Russia, or a Russian card, or if some of your friends can pay for you, then you will have very profitable flights. When Ivan's friends from America tell us how much they pay for a hotel in Pattaya, my hair stands on end every time. Because for that money, if you book specifically from Russia, you can get a 5-star all-inclusive hotel. And they rent some 3-star hotel for the same amount where there isn't even any food. The difference is colossal. So use different services where you can save money, save it. Especially if you know some gorgeous hotel where you've wanted to stay for a long time, but it's too expensive. I think this is a great way to do it. They brought us our burrito and taco. Let's try it. I'm already disappointed because there's very little meat on this huge tortilla and there's mostly onion here. For the first time, I'll be trying a taco with a small amount of meat. It's tasty, but there's very little meat. Let's try the burrito, where there's also only a little meat. The burrito isn't particularly tasty. This is the situation at gas stations in Thailand. Everyone is trying to stock up on gas. Huge lines. They've put a limit on gas refueling. You can't fill up canisters because there's not enough fuel. Farmers are complaining they don't know what to do, how to refuel their tractors and other equipment. But this is how everything looks here, and it's like this at almost all gas stations in Thailand. We've just arrived in the Patong area to show it to you and see it for ourselves. Legend has it that this area never sleeps, that the loudest parties are here. There's some huge number of people here. Look at this atmosphere. There are Muay Thai competitions going on here right now, and there are a lot of people and cars here. It's a good thing we didn't stay in this area because it's very noisy here and everything is just swarming with people. I can compare Patong to Walking Street in Pattaya, but this is a whole massive neighborhood. While in Pattaya, it's just a single street. I'm already tired of walking here because you have to weave through people. Everyone's pushing. Something completely incomprehensible to me is happening here. They're selling underwear right here. Would you like some underwear from a dusty roadside stall? We've just turned onto some street where it's at least a bit quieter, but there are still so many people here. Look at what an interesting pharmacy this is. It's all covered in columns and tiger sculptures. I'm just shocked by the number of people. I'm even starting to feel uneasy because it feels like there are a million people here. And this is what Walking Street in Phuket looks like. There are such interesting girls here. Wow, look at those ladies. Oh, they won't let me film. They're saying give us money to film them. We've just reached Patong Beach. Now I'll show you what the most famous party beach looks like here. It's also swarming with people here. I'm just shocked by how many people are here. Words can't describe it. This is what it's like on the beach. I'm afraid to imagine what it's like during the day, if it's already 22:34 in the evening. But I can see that the water here isn't clear, it's murky. Maybe the camera doesn't capture it, but I showed you the water at Kata beach at night before, and it was crystal clear. You could even see the bottom and the fish at night. The water here is very murky. Let me show you another street that's not far from Patong beach. This is what it looks like. Everything's open here too. The party's in full swing. Lots of drunk people and people on various substances. And just regular streets near Walking Street and Patong beach. There are also a lot of people here. Sorry? Oh my god, look at how many rats. They're even running all over this moped. I've already seen about 20 of them. Thank you all for watching. Give it a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. And also hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next video. You can also support my channel on Boosty. The link will be in the description. See you next time.